It's August 2022 and Newcastle have just signed Alexander Isak for £60 million, the record transfer fee. Everyone is wondering, why did they spend so much money on a player that has scored just 6 goals in La Liga the previous season? It took him only 38 minutes to score on his debut and silence every single critic. He hasn't stopped scoring ever since. He became one of the deadliest strikers in the world, and 3 years later he became the most expensive player in Premier League history. Newcastle splashed £70 million for his replacement Nick Woltemade. And as always, people have doubts. Why would they spend so much money for someone who has scored 12 goals in the Bundesliga? Even Timo Werner was scoring 30 goals a season over there. Well, it took him even less than Isak to prove everyone wrong, as he scored his first goal after just 30 minutes. Isak had 2 amazing seasons at Sociedad before having a brilliant Euro with Sweden, while Woltemade had won Stuttgart their first cup in 18 years before pretty much single-handedly guiding Germany to Euro Under-21 final. But no one really cared. People looked at the stats and decided they are not worth the money. But I don't really blame them. We can't watch every single game of football that's happening around the world. Most people actually have a life. Not everyone has time to watch Sociedad or Stuttgart on a regular basis. And when you hear about a player you haven't really watched, the easiest thing to do is to just take a look at some stats, take a look at some ratings, and judge the player based on numbers. We are all doing it. That's completely fine. But when we do that, we need to understand that we are not getting the full story. The numbers without any context, without any additional information, are meaningless. To get a full picture, you have to actually watch the game so you can see how the player actually plays. What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? And once you watch Woltemade, I can promise you, you won't believe your eyes. When you look at him for the first time, you would think he's a classic 6'6" target man. Someone like Peter Crouch, Andy Carroll, or Chris Wood. Someone who can win you every single header, but probably isn't gonna be the biggest magician on the ball. There is no way a guy with a physical frame like this can just effortlessly glide past 5 players like prime Messi, right? Except that is exactly what he can do. In Germany, they call him 2-meter Messi Musiala. The English media often praised Crouch for having a decent touch for his size, but this guy is on another level. It shouldn't even be possible for someone this huge to be so agile with the ball in tight spaces. But if they call you 2-meter Messi Musiala, surely you've got to score more than 12 goals in the Bundesliga, right? Well, alright, let's look at his goal scoring. Woltemade made his debut at 17, but he didn't score his first Bundesliga goal until he was 22. Werder Bremen were very well aware of his talent, but the club was struggling and they never gave him a proper chance. So in 2024, he left for Stuttgart. Stuttgart have just qualified for the Champions League, but they have lost their top scorer Girassi to Dortmund. They've signed 3 strikers to replace him. Dennis Undal for 26 million, Demirovic for 23 million, and Woltemade for 3. As you would imagine, he was not supposed to be their main striker. They even left him out of their Champions League squad. He didn't start a single Bundesliga game until November, but then he went on to score 3 goals in 3 starts. It was the first time someone had given him a proper chance, and he immediately showed everyone what he's capable of. So yeah, he might have scored just 12 goals, but he basically didn't play at all for the first 3 months. He also didn't play for a team like Bayern, Leverkusen or Dortmund that was dominating every single week. He played for a team that finished 9th. So overall, 12 goals is a pretty decent tally, not to mention the fact that he has much more to offer than just goals. He is strong in duels, which is something you would expect from a guy of his size. But he also excels at link-up play and short combinations. He can carry the ball, he can create chances, and he has elite movement. He he was not only compared to Messi and Musiala, they also compared him to Thomas Müller. He is extremely intelligent with his positioning and can create chances with his movement not only for himself, but also for his teammates. Think about it, if you are a defender and you are playing against a 2-meter giant with an insane dribbling ability, you want to get as close to him as possible. You don't want to give him any space. However, by doing that, you are leaving an open space behind you, which can be exploited by other players. This is something players like Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes or Johan Wissa can hugely benefit from at Newcastle. Overall, I think Woltemade has everything it takes to become one of the best strikers in the world. And with a player like him, Newcastle fans can forget they ever had Alexander Isak at their club sooner than they would have ever imagined. But what do you think? Was Woltemade worth the money or was he overpriced? Let me know in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.